Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and dude, we have a amazing lineup of trucks for y'all today in this video. Now, we are out here on the map Remoh's Test Course, which you can find publicly on mod.io. However, the trucks that we're going to be using in this video are PC only, and I'm going to go over each one individually, and I'm going to let y'all know kind of what the specifics are on each one. Now, from right to left, the Chevy and the Ford are going to be available through Frog's Discord server, so if you are interested in checking those out, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And then the Dodge Power Wagon on the left, that one is a private mod. So, with that being said, there's not really much more I can do on that. That one was provided to me, just full disclosure on that one. But, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this challenge out here on Remoh's Test Course, and we're going to spin the camera around to show y'all the first obstacles that we're going to be working with. And the first truck that we're going to be in is actually not the Ford, it's going to be the C10 mud truck. Now, as you may notice, this one is a little bit lower than the other two, but I think it'll still be able to put up a good fight. However, I haven't really tested out any of these trucks here yet, so I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. And just to keep everything as fair as I can, we're going to use the middle lane for all three of these trucks. And also, just to give this thing as fair of a shot as we possibly can, we're going to go ahead and put the suspension into high mode. Now, real quick, let me make sure it's not in reverse. And 3, 2, 1, go! Let's go! Full send! Oh, dude, this thing is ripping! Oh, boy. I gotta keep an eye on where I'm going, though, because if I don't keep an eye on where I'm going, I am doomed. Because these things all have a very high center of gravity, as you might be able to imagine, because they are, I mean, well, they're mud trucks. They're gonna have a high center of gravity. Uh-oh, we're bogging a little bit. Come on! Come on, come on! And let me know in the comments section down below if you just started watching, which truck you think is gonna do the best, and also, which one is your favorite? Oh boy. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of grip off the wall. Oh no! Come on! I think we can kick it back into high. Nope, we cannot do that just yet. Third, it'll work with, but it keeps going back and forth between first and third. Although it did make it, and it put in a pretty good run. Now, let's see. Now that we've gotten this thing back here, let's make a, you know what, just for good measure, we're gonna make a run back the other way. Oh no! And that's how quickly it can go wrong if you get your line wrong on any of these. That's literally how quickly that can go wrong. It can go wrong in a matter of, like, less than a second or two. Wow, okay. I'm not even, like, on the right winch point. Is it really that difficult, quick winch? Come on. Apparently it is that difficult. You know why? Because the quick winch is, well, the actual equivalent of Hammond in this game. Alright, let's put it back in automatic, and we'll drive it down, and then we'll back it up, and then we'll turn it back to where it needs to go. Okay, so, long story short, the quick winch in this game is probably one of the strangest game mechanics that they ever came up with, because, you know, the object that you're thinking it's going to winch to is almost never the object it actually winches to, and the winch point that you want it to use is almost always, like, or almost never, I should say, almost never the winch point it actually uses. Alright, so now, we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. We're going to put it in neutral so it actually stops moving, and next up, we're going to be running the 2016 F350 Mega truck. Now, this thing is nuts, and when you put it in high mode, it's even more nuts. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Power Wagon is insane, but, like, looking at this one next to the other two is just, I mean, it's otherworldly in terms of the size of it. Look at the size of the drop box inside that frame. It's insane. Alright, let me line this thing up. We're gonna do the exact same route that we did last time. Alright, so let's get everything ready to go. Spooling it up, and 3, 2, 1, drop it, come on! Alright, we gotta keep that wheelie under control, because if we don't keep that wheelie under control, we won't be able to steer. Holy, this thing is, okay, I know I said the C10 was ripping, this thing is ripping even more. Alright, we're gonna have to put it in auto mode now, because second gear is gonna be probably where it'll be happiest. Yeah, it keeps going back between third and first. Kind of like exactly what the C10 was doing, to be honest. Well, that was quite the run. I mean, this thing This thing just shredded that entire run. All right, what about the run back? It'll probably do even better on the way back because this lane isn't quite as gnarly as that middle lane. That middle lane is nuts. Oh, come on. Yep, there we go. Dude. This thing is so wild. I mean, I would compare it to the C10, sure, in terms of performance, but where I definitely think this thing has the edge on the C10 is speed. This thing is nasty. It's absolutely nasty. All right. Now, the good old Rust Bucket Power Wagon. The Rust Bucket Power Wagon is one that I have been very intrigued to see how it does on this course. Suspension in high mode as we did with the other two. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Full send. Holy, it picked the front axle up off the ground. Like literally, oh my God. Oh. Somehow I recovered. Holy, no. Oh, come on. Okay, we're good. We're good. Dude, I was not expecting it to take off like that. Holy crap. I haven't seen anything take off like that in the mud in a long time. It wheelied so high that the entire tailgate is covered in mud. The tailgate, the taillights, literally absolutely everything. I'm surprised I didn't rip the tailgate off. Maybe I should just take the tailgate off next time. I mean, like, in the garage. It's probably just unnecessary. And on the run back, I'm legitimately having to kind of baby it, because if I don't baby it, it's going to loop itself. Yeah, this thing is in a class of its own. I mean, the other two were probably, I guess, a little bit more realistic, but in terms of just all-out insanity, the Rust Bucket absolutely just went nuts. Now, I do want to check out a couple of the other areas on this map with these trucks while we are here. And for that, I'm going to go right back to where we started. We're going to swap right back into the 68 C10 mud truck. And we're going to head out to some of the other areas of this map and see what other cool things there are to play with / use to get these trucks into a bit of trouble. Now, I know that there are some pulling obstacles out here. There's a couple of obstacle courses. It really all depends on what you want to do. There's also a train pull challenge, which I don't know if we're going to run that. The train pull challenge is probably going to be a separate challenge in itself. But, whoa, there's other train pull challenges over here, too, on separate surfaces. I love this map so much. This map is so freaking sick. It really is, though. Like, it's genuinely insane. And this map is very slept on, too. Like, when this map first released, I played around with it a good bit on stream, but I never really spent as much time on this map as I did on some of the other maps in this game. But if you're looking for a really good map to kind of compare vehicles in a side-by-side way, yo, this map is insane for it. And it's actually a really fun place to do it, too. It gives me, like, proper Mud Runner vibes. It really does. Yeah, here we go. This is the obstacle course that I remember. Dude, this is absolutely the obstacle course that I remember. Oh, I am so pumped for this. Not only am I pumped for it because it's a really fun obstacle course, but I just want to see what these trucks are like to drive on it. I'm not even going to bother timing them. I just want to give them, like, a couple of good runs and see if there's any obstacles that kind of stump these trucks. Because keep in mind, they were more made for mud than anything else, but on a course like this, I think they should be somewhat okay. And ironically, I think the one that's probably going to do the best on this course is this, the C10. Because I feel like the C10 is probably the most mid-range, and not in, like, a bad way, but, like, the most widely usable out of all of these trucks, to be honest. And since we're not worrying about the timer, we're going to take the steep route. Oh, wow. Oh, that was amazing. It didn't even bat an eye at that. You kind of have to give it the beans on the way down in order to, like, make sure it doesn't tumble, but it's no big deal. No worries. Oh, dude, it floated down that, though. And then the mud obstacle on the way back is basically just a swamp. And, I mean, if this thing did all right on the other mud obstacle, it should be able to do fine here. Oh, yeah, it's going to need to go back into, like, first gear automatic mode. Maybe third. Oh, fifth? If it's in fifth, we can easily go into high. Gonna have to be easy through the logs, though. Oh, God. Oh, no. Don't you even think about it. Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Not in any way, shape, or form am I gonna let that happen. You could almost, like, make your own little mini truck night in America out of this map. You got the mud bogs, you got the rock sections, you got the obstacles. It really, like, all comes down to how creative you're willing to be. But we kind of flopped that one, so now it's the turn of the F350 Mega. Now, again, this one is very mud-focused. And when I say it's very mud-focused, I mean it's like... I mean, look at the thing. It's really, its only designated purpose would be to go through, like, a giant mud pit. It can barely even turn a corner without trying to flip itself. I mean, look at that. Although we could probably help that by lowering the suspension down a little bit, because keep in mind, when the suspension is in high mode on this truck, it's basically 15 miles above the ground, and that doesn't really do wonders for your center of gravity. It's pretty controllable in high, though. You know? I'm pretty proud of it, actually. I'm pretty proud of this thing for being that controllable in high range. Like, mad props to this thing. Mad props to it, for sure. Oh, God. Ooh. Okay, it almost had a moment there. I had to make sure it didn't have a moment, but it almost had a moment. All right, there's the flopped C10. You can kind of see it from here. All right, now it's the F350's turn on the obstacle course. Don't really know how this is gonna do. It's gonna be okay, but I don't really have anything to base it off of, because I'm taking a setup that is predominantly mud focused onto a course that's got a very wide variety of obstacles, and I can't really predict the outcome of something like that. Oh, look at that suspension behavior. That's amazing. Dude, this thing stayed remarkably level for being a mud truck. I've got to say, that was really good. All right, easy does it, and then give it some beans. There we go. Just to kind of make it level out on the way back down. Into high range, and just hover it back down. Beautiful. Now, it should just absolutely tear through this mud pit, or rather kind of the swampy section. We'll have to wait and see, but I think it should be good to go. Oh, wow, yeah. Compare this to the way the C10 felt through there. Yeah, that's a big difference. Now, we are going to have to take it out of high for the rocks, because if we leave it in high for the rocks, I guarantee you it's going to be on its lid in no time flat. But we also have to keep our momentum up, because if we don't keep our momentum up, that's another thing that can make it flip over. This thing, it kind of just wants to flip over all the time. And by all the time, I mean constantly. Yeah, like fully 100% entirely constantly. And wow. Hey, I can't argue with that. And this is almost like muddy Baja through here. What? Okay, well, this thing did amazing. I can't sugarcoat that one bit. This thing did absolutely incredibly. Now, we're gonna go grab the rust bucket now, and I feel like the rust bucket is probably just gonna... The rust bucket's probably just gonna take that obstacle course and eat it up like it was, you know, like it was lunch. Because the rust bucket, I feel like, is kind of the most widely usable of the bunch. Well, maybe not. I guess the most widely usable in terms of being as good at a variety of things as it can be. But it was also, I mean, it was also tuned by Limes, I believe. So Limes trucks are always gonna be literally next level on basically every front. Although we'll have to wait and see, because we might get it out to the obstacle course and figure out the hard way that we were wrong, which has happened before. Ooh. And when you're testing out trucks like this, you just gotta be prepared for that as a possibility. All right, let's make our way on down. This is fast. Like, going down that straightaway, it's insanely fast. Although, these tires have so much grip that the brakes are insane. Come on. All right, starting the obstacle course. This one's gonna be interesting. I have a feeling it's gonna float over, like, every obstacle. So far, it's doing just that. I'm gonna have to be a little careful here. Oh my god. It tried to jump over it. Oh, geez. All right, let's watch the way the suspension moves. Oh, not bad at all. Look at that. That's super fluid. That's actually sick, the way it does that. Give it some beans. Walk it on the front axle. Dude, I am blown away by this thing. I am absolutely blown away by it. Handbrake coming up. All right, now we're going to put it in high. Going straight into the swamp, keeping some momentum. Oh, dude, it's like it's not even there. All right, now the rock garden after we get over the lumber. And I'm sure that if I had taken a different line in the C10 would have made it. And I'm sure someone's going to point that out in the comments, that they're going to probably be like, well, the C10 would have made it no problem if you didn't drive it like crap. And to be fair, I accept that. We took a crap line in the C10, so I'll take that 100%. All right, now, this is going to be the fun part. We just got to make sure to not over-jump any of these mud whoops. I guess they're just like giant muddy whoops. Okay, you know what? We flipped it on the last one, so I'll count it as having made it through, because it destroyed all of the other obstacles, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. Let me know which truck you would take home, and if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button to turn those notifications on, and I will see y'all next time.